Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk. It's the In Wheel Time Car Show today, coming to you from the monthly Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In on US 59 near Kirby. We'll talk to a special cruiser that's going to be joining us here in a moment. He's going to talk to us about his Testarossa.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I've never known anybody that owned one.
Well,
No.
when he walked up
Gorgeous.
earlier, I asked him if I could drive it. He was going to give me the keys.
Yeah, right. Sure he was.
That's dangerous as all heck. there,
Mr.
boy.
Mars is going to have a special feature on banned and unique race cars. Can't wait for that.
Oh, boy.
We'll have the events calendar, and we'll also have this week's auto news headlines. That and more just ahead on today's live In Wheel Time Car Show. And to that end, I did want to mention the fact that we have an apology to make to many of our followers, and the fact that we had a screwed-up broadcast from the Hemi Hideout last week, and we apologize for that. As it turns out, it wasn't our fault, all our fault. It was the fault of Consolidated Communications out there in Brookshire and whatever cell phone service that he doesn't have out there,
Right.
so he couldn't get our hotspot to work. So anyway, sorry
Send
about that.
comments to Consolidated.
Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. King Konrad DeLong is on vacation this week. He'll be
He
back
is.
next week. We need more. Jeff Dziekan is here.
We do.
Our chief engineer, David Ainsley, is here. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. And our guest in the studio is my working buddy, and that would be my dear friend Matt England, who brought his 2018 Challenger here
TA.
today. His
17.
TA. What'd you say?
It's 17, but it don't make a difference.
Yeah,
It doesn't make any difference.
It's
It's
okay.
17,
Same here.
18.
It's a pretty bright yellow.
It's
Yeah,
yellow.
it is, yes.
It's yeller.
Yeah, with a flat black, well, actually, I guess it'd be called a semi-gloss.
Yeah, they say flat black, and they tell you the issue with that thing is trying to clean it.
Oh, yeah, you can't use chemicals on it.
Right.
It's just warm water.
I was going to say, I use, if I could make a
Please.
mention a product, it's
Of course.
Chemical Guys flat black finish or matte finish on there, and it works wonderfully when you wipe it down and everything. There's no streaks or none of that.
Where do you get something like that?
I've picked it up at Walmart. I've ordered directly from their website. They're on Amazon. It's all over.
Car Guys.
Yeah,
I think that I have some of their tire shine, actually.
Chemical Guys. Yeah,
Chemical
I
Guys,
think I've
yeah.
seen that at Advance.
yeah. They're
Auto
all
parts,
over
yeah.
the place, and I had to go to the message boards to figure out what I could use on it
Yeah.
because the stripes and everything like that, and everybody.
It's
on
all
there's-
flat.
Yeah,
Including, I just noticed that the actual roof is flat, too.
yeah. It's Dodge said it was not a wrap. It is a wrap.
It is?
It is.
I didn't know that.
So they're replacing. And I've talked to actually John Gray originally when I first got the car about what would it take because I was going to do a ceramic coat and all that, and I wanted, if I'm going to do it all.
Right?
Wrap the hood, re-wrap the hood. There's a couple marks, couple pits. Get that fixed and do the whole ceramic coating.
And
on
he
it.
said, don't bother.
No, he said he would. Of course,
Yeah.
he said he could do it and take care of it, but I just have not had the opportunity yet.
Well, I know, because when you get it down there, you've got to be able to leave it for a week,
Yeah.
yeah.
because he
Yeah,
is
it's a
so
lot of work.
packed in there with
Well, no, he
high-end
moved to his
cars.
new
Did you
building.
ever go down there?
I have not had a chance,
You-
and then now that he's at the new building.
He's in the new building.
Yeah,
I haven't
I
been
wanna
down. I was
go
supposed to
look
go
and
last
see.
week, but because of the screwed up schedule and the damned hurricane and all that, I didn't have a chance to go down there. I'm going to try to get down there this
Yeah.
week.
I contacted him actually last week about my issues I've been having with the windows of the helicopter, and I haven't had an opportunity, so I'm still giving our mechanics the chance to do their thing. But
How's the tint job on the helicopter working?
they haven't changed it yet, so
It's still got the big gouge marks in the side.
in their defense, they're waiting for our inspections to come up so that
Yeah.
they'll have the opportunity to do it.
Gotcha.
So I'm giving, Todd and Sergio, they're phenomenal mechanics. They do a wonderful job, and when they have the opportunity to do it, they'll do it. So,
You're just kissing butt now.
well, I don't want
Well,
to.
you do what you got to do.
Yeah, that's right.
I was going to tell you the TA, the 70 model TA I was referring to earlier with the 6-pack on it. Most of those cars whenever they can't.
Yeah.
The guys coming back from Vietnam are the ones who could afford to buy those cars.
Doesn't
The-
John have one
the
of those? The
Z28s and all that
70, the 76 pack.
Sounds
I
I
about
want to
right.
say he does.
Sounds about
I
right.
think
I
he
want to
does.
say because
Yeah,
of
I
the
think
pictures I
Hovis
saw.
does.
It's
Yeah.
either yellow or
Have
white.
you been to
isn't
the
it?
Hemi hideout?
I have not.
Oh
and
my God!
need
I
that-
wanted to go last week. We always have obligations on Saturdays, and today was the day that I didn't have something going on. And I'm like, I'm coming
going.
down here.
Yay!
And then apparently I was the only car. But there are a few more cars. The
Yes,
guys come. The weather's fine. The traffic's fine.
Beautiful.
Come down here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you've only got about an hour to go, but
Right.
whatever the case may
Whoever's
be.
close, come on.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a beautiful day. I think that there is a 30% chance of rain, but
But that's a late
that's
afternoon.
this afternoon. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, at any rate, we love your car, and I love the
Thank
wheels. As a matter of fact,
It's
I've been
beautiful.
threatening. You know, I've got chrome wheels on the Corvette.
Yeah.
And all these guys, these old guys, oh no, leave it chrome, leave it chrome.
Yes.
Because we don't have to clean it.
Yeah, right.
Well, there's that. But the other thing is that, you know, chrome is kind of out. If you want to be in with the in crowd these days,
Yeah, the
you either
flat
go with
finish.
you either go with the black wheels, but I don't want black. I want
Anodized.
anodized. That actually they offer them on the Challenger, and if you look at them, they're not black, but you can kind of see through. You
Yeah.
can see them, and you can see through the metal. It's kind of like I don't even know how to describe it, dark gray or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's almost like on the stock rims are like that.
I'll just sign an
Is
autograph.
this he's just doing
He's
autographs?
not. He's signing damned autographs.
Signing
Christ, throw that in the trash can. Anyway,
It'll be worth
The
money
thing
someday.
that I like about yours because it's the bright yellow and you got
Yep.
the banner stripe on it. Got the black
Oh, yeah.
gas cap, the tail fin.
it's the
hood.
bumblebee look.
Well,
It
it
is,
is.
and then-
So the black wheels really work with that.
It
Yes.
does. Yes, it does.
I had, and with this yellow, I mean, if you do a straight yellow, it's too loud for me. And what really got me on it was the classic throwback and the fact that there's enough black on there to tone down
Yeah.
the canary
Yes.
yellow.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like the garden spider that I have growing. all
Yeah,
over.
yes, it does. Like we were talking about that.
Gee whiz.
And that thing is growing every
By
day.
the
It's
minute.
Is it bigger now?
Oh
than
yeah.
what-
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
And
all
George,
that-
we are talking about the spider.
And all everybody wants to do is kill it. Don't kill it. It's fine.
No.
It's not bothering anybody.
wanna
It's
kill
up
it.
high, and it's getting bigger, and it's really cool. Matter of fact, last night
Has the
I was
web
I was
button.
showing his wife Kathy the web, this absolutely gorgeous web that this thing has made.
Yeah,
And
yep.
it catches bugs in there and eats the bugs. We had a June bug in it the other day.
Right.
And it was munching down on the June bug. Oh no, this thing is.
He's-
I know, but it's got a black and yellow paint scheme on it. It does.
It does.
And the back of it is black and yellow. It is absolutely gorgeous.
huge.
And I'm not a spider person by
Neither am
any
I.
stretch of the imagination. So, and I found out that there are like 100 versions of this
Yeah.
garden spider, but this one is beautiful, and they only live for a year. They're kind of like an octopus. They only live for a year. Why kill it?
It's
not-
about that without
It's-
its legs.
it is huge.
Without
It's-
its legs, and then his legs come out. I didn't say kill it. I said
a gun.
kind of
Yeah,
walk
right?
it across
even
the
a 20,
street
but
to
at least
somebody
a
else's
9mm.
house.
No.
Walk it down
Walk
to
it
the park.
across.
Come on,
It-
come on.
You
Go,
could
go,
put a
go,
leash
go.
on it with the size.
Oh, seriously.
Well, I know, but it is really cool, and I don't want to kill it. I don't want
No,
to
don't
move it.
kill
I
it.
just leave it alone. It's not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
You know, as a matter of fact, I got a little bit too close to it, and I was talking to it the other day.
Are you
Oh, great.
And it ran up the spider web up to the top so it could get away
You're,
from
you're
it.
gonna make the Sue's jealous.
No, Suze wouldn't care about the spider. Trust me. The only thing that Suze that cares about is naps and
Yeah.
food
Well, that's true.
and
Yeah.
walks.
Very true.
Yeah, so that's all good. But at any rate,
But yeah.
I asked you this the other day, but
Very
tell
nice.
everybody. I was curious about the gas mileage in the thing. With
Oh, that's
the
right, you
Hemi,
did ask me
the
at
5.7 liter Hemi.
When I'm behaving, I could do about 24, 25.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, with that shift, I try to keep the RPMs just above 1,000 on cruises.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad. Of course, if I'm misbehaving, then it sucks it down.
Well, I
like there's
told
no
everybody
tomorrow.
my Corvette, my 20-year-old Corvette, when I took it over to Mobile, Alabama for the race over there that I was not involved in, but kind of in a way, but not with the Corvette. I got almost 30 miles to the gallon if I behaved. And I'm doing 65, 70 miles an hour. There you go, 30 miles to the gallon.
If you look that up, that's accurate. Some have even said they've gotten close to 34 on that body style Corvette because of the aerodynamics. And if you're really good with it, 34 miles a gallon, that's why I had my Altima.
Yeah.
My little four-banger slow Altima got 34 miles to the gallon. You can have a V8.
A V8, well,
the everyman car.
Mine's been messed with a little bit, so it's got 400, according to the guy that I bought it from, who did a dyno on it, 400 horsepower.
Yeah.
It's more than enough for me.
It's
just
got
right.
400 horses.
It's just right.
With a 6-speed that you can row, and you can get 30 miles to the gallon out
And
of
you
it.
got
It's a
Don
perfect car.
Armstrong behind the
And
wheel.
that's it.
Get
So
out of
you
the
know
way.
you didn't-
No, it's this guy right here. This on-ramp accelerations. Now, let me ask you,
Yeah,
does your
that's
wife
the
drive it?
No, she doesn't know how to drive stick.
She drives the van. Okay.
Yeah. I had a beater 90 Mustang, and I was teaching the boys how to drive stick on that. And she
How
goes,
did that work out?
actually the oldest, because he's very much into all of it. He's looking at he likes the BRZ, he likes the Supra.
You need to bring the boys out to Houston Motorsports Park and watch the round.
We told them, because when we went out there when they were gone for the weekend, and we came out and visited you and had a wonderful time with the racing and at the time you had. What was it? It was a Lightning McQueen who got the speeding ticket on the way to the track.
That was the last
Yeah,
event, yeah.
the Lightning was there last weekend.
Yeah, that's it. And we got to sit in Lightning McQueen and talk to him, and it was a great time. If
Dollar beers, dollar hot dogs.
Exactly, and the racing and everything, it's still so much fun.
But I will say this, and I mentioned this to Gina, speaking of racing, kind of getting off the subject here, but last weekend, of course, was the $10,000 truck race.
Yeah.
And they had 17 trucks for a 75-mile race, and the guys actually behaved themselves pretty well. Not too many wrecks or anything like that, and some really, really good racing for 75 laps. And let me tell you, you'd think, oh, my God, 3 each mile, it's going to go slow. Oh, no. They whipped through those laps in no time at all.
Those guys are amazing.
Yep.
The truck race, you've told me forever, you got to see the truck races at the end, and it's phenomenal.
The last time I was there, we were clocking them at like 15-second laps.
Yeah.
Which is like a Bristol.
Yep.
Yeah, those guys are not afraid to
No, they're not.
drop the hammer and go.
And those trucks are set up. I mean, they're obviously race vehicles.
Yeah.
And if you were to put a sedan or a coupe body on it, it'd be the same setup. The only difference is it's got
The way it looks.
Yeah, the way it looks.
Which have any of you guys had an opportunity to do the NASCAR hot laps?
Kathy
like-
has.
No, huh?
Kathy
I
has up
haven't.
in Texas. She wasn't driving. She was a passenger.
Oh, she rode it?
Yeah.
Oh, I got my wife got me for my 40th the actual lap, and did 5 laps around Chicagoland Motor Speedway.
Really?
Yeah.
I may
At
be wrong.
speed? Really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
It was amazing.
She may have done it.
Just
I may be
amazing.
wrong in that.
You
She
wouldn't
may
do
have
that,
driven it.
Mars?
No, I was telling
Oh,
her,
he
I was signaling to the
He's-
cameraman.
Oh, I see.
No, I would definitely do that if I had the chance. Absolutely.
I don't trust myself because I'm not skilled that way, but I certainly
But as
would
a
ride with some.
passenger,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, the ride along even I would imagine is incredible, but
Just as intense,
to
yeah.
drive it. It's a 4-speed. They go by RPM. I had no clue, but they have the spotters for you. Every spotter is assigned to a driver, and like, okay, I need you to go out. You roll out. They want you at, if I can remember correctly, first gear, 5,000 RPM by the time you get out of the pit lane and going into the turns. And then after there, he goes, okay, and need you to go second. All right, follow this line.
So you actually drove the dang car.
And the guy was on the top of the roof, guiding me the whole way, and it was incredible.
Wow.
I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Well,
Even for my size, I still fit in the car.
I would definitely do something like that as long as I had somebody talking me through it or sitting next to me. But I would get just the same thrill had I not had anybody, just me as the passenger, and let a professional driver take me.
Yeah.
I want to be 2 inches from the wall going into the turn and dive down into the turn.
Right.
I want to experience all that. As a matter of fact, there was an IndyCar. We used to have IndyCar races here, and the one that I somehow weaseled my way into was through Ford, and they hosted several of us press people, and they had Mustangs, race Mustangs.
Yeah.
Okay, and they were women drivers, all women drivers, and if you wanted to ride, just let them know. I want to ride.
All right.
It was the thrill of a lifetime on a road course that was set up at NRG Center.
Nice.
In that parking lot out there.
You hit the straightaway.
They hauled butt because it was set up for Indy cars. Because the IndyCar time trials were later that day and the race was the next day, so it was that course. And listen, I was like 2 inches from the wall, coming out of the corners, hauling the mail.
Hauling donkey.
That's hauling.
Hauling donkey. That's right.
I have
That's
never heard that until
never-
Mike Mars.
But I like the way you did it because, if he's talking to you in your helmet,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like you're driving in the race.
It's
I mean,
exactly
you've got
it.
that whole experience.
Completely. Then when they do the driver meeting and all that, and they tell you, listen to your guy, he'll tell you what to do, this, that, and everything, and it was exactly it.
Do they tell you you're too high, you need to come down off the turn? And
He goes, I need you
Stay
to
in the
follow this
groove.
line and everything. And I did. I went too high. He goes, drop it down. And I'm like, without thinking, you just drop it down. And that's what they say. They say, trust the car. It has the grip. You might feel like, and when you're up there and you're pulling, and you're seriously sitting like this at 160 miles an hour and going, and you're on that 45-degree angle going around, it is the most thrilling thing.
And you get 5 laps?
Yeah, you get between 3 and 5 laps. Thankfully, 5 laps, because then you can really start picking up speed. And they said in the 3 laps, they could do 155. I mean, by the time you're in 4th gear, and that's all they got, 4 gears, and you're hitting 5,000 RPM, and you can bring it up to 7,000 RPM, and they'll just whip you around.
I don't know as if I trust
so
myself.
much fun.
I don't know as if I trust myself.
You'd have to.
You gotta, and you have to trust the car. That's why I learned. You have to trust the car.
And the guy that's talking to you.
Yeah.
So, Don, this would be one time that the voices that you hear in your
really, we're actually guiding you the
listen
right
to
way.
'em.
I'm hearing them now. Don, don't go to Twin Peaks today.
Oh, no.
God. There's that.
Oh, man.
Well, it's been a thrill.
A minute.
A thrill a minute.
Thrill a minute.
Matt, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, and I'll see you Monday at work.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Good to see you, Matt.
Good to
Matt,
see you guys.
Matt
Good
England
to
is
put a face with a name.
Yes, it
there
is.
you go.
Do you want
Time
an
now
autograph?
for the events calendar. Let's do that first before we go any further.
Got it.
You got it?
Got it.
Okay, what are the events?
Events calendar, Saturday, tonight. Nifty 50s, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Grogan's Mill, The Woodlands. You've got the Kima Car Meet tonight, 6 to 9, in case you're not doing anything, Matt. This Saturday, Kids in Cars 4. This event is for everyone. VIP area will be closed off for the kids and their Power Wheels. That sounds cool. 5 to 8, that's at 24503 Tomball Parkway here in Tomball. And then, of course, we got Saturday, September 25th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. You've got the Woody's 3rd Annual Waterfront Car Show. Where? At the Top Water Grill. We will be there. Sounds exciting. I've not been there yet, so I'm very anxious to get down there and enjoy it.
You've not been down there?
I've not been there. The last time we did it, Mike and David did the remote, and we were in the studio.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit different. I was there in spirit.
Let me ask you something, if I may interject here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my Tourette's is acting up. Why is the guy still working on that little bit of grass that's out there? This has been going on for an hour and a half.
He gets paid by the hour.
Is that what
I
it
think
is?
it is,
Okay.
yeah.
Anyway,
Maybe by the grass blade. I
please
don't know.
go ahead.
Okay, and then the last one, 9/24 through the 26th, you've got the Good Guys, Lone Star Nationals, the Texas Motorplex in Fort Worth. It's a Sunday. And then the Muscle Car Meet at Kroger's 99 East, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And there you go. That's the events.
Okay, thank you very much.
You bet.
You know, the person that's supposed to be doing a special event here on the show got up and walked off.
away. Yeah. What do you want me to do? You want me to read something?
No.
He's got weapons. He's got flashlights over here. He's got
Weapons.
He's
Does he
got
have weapons?
He's got a knife.
Really?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, my, he does.
Yeah.
Well, I can do a couple of news stories.
Okay.
Hey, Mars.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Mars, you need to do something over here if you don't mind.
Moan back.
Yeah. Mr. Dyslexic over here has decided that he's just going to wander off out in the parking lot when he has things to do, and we have you scheduled for this particular hour. And you actually wrote it down here. See here it says Mars, segment 3, banned and unique race cars.
And I've got
Yeah, it did, but
I've
I was
got
out here trying to convince John to come and talk to us,
got
and
it
he's
queued
going
up.
to here shortly.
All
Oh,
right,
good.
let's
You
do
see, you
this.
did a fine job. So,
Fine.
okay. So, banned and unique race cars, we want to hear about that.
So this is we're going to be talking about Jim Hall, Texan, born in Abilene.
We're going to talk about it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were ready.
I am ready.
I got the first
But you
one up.
said we're going to talk about it.
We are talking about him.
Oh, I see.
And so, of course, out there in West Texas, he grew up in the oil field and everything. Got interested in cars, went to mechanical engineering. So this is another guy that started with the idea that he wanted to be a race car. He built some race cars and actually built his own racetrack that I did not know existed outside of Midland. It was a 2-mile track that he built with garages and stuff called the Rattlesnake Raceway, which is where he did all his test driving and stuff. So he came up with a lot of things in trying to develop this car. It's a different looking car. It's got more of a wedge shape. At the time that these cars were coming up through the SCCA, they were kind of like the new cars that we have now. They've got a lot of lines in it, trying to make them very aerodynamic. And what he did kind of went against the grain on that. But he came up with several things that kind of helped him get his reputation and get this car banned. One of the things that he developed was putting the radiator on the side, so it kind of shifted the weight of the vehicle and put it on the side.
Sure.
The other thing he came up with was a wing that he could control and adjust while the driver is driving it. And he also came up with what he called the skirts that are on the side that gives it that square shape. And what they ended up doing with all this, he had a Chevrolet power plant in it, and he came up with a semi-automatic transmission, which I used to call them clutch flights. But anyway, so he didn't have to use the clutch foot that you would normally use for your left foot. So he developed a way to adjust all this stuff by using that foot pedal in place of that. So he could adjust the aerodynamics of the wing. He could actually got to the point to where he could adjust the skirt and make the skirt go up and down. So it was all this adjustable aerodynamics.
Wait, I think that we're all looking for the skirt to go up and down, aren't we?
Well, I was.
You said it. I'm just repeating what you said.
But the point I
So,
was trying to make
Becky,
is that
here he goes again.
All the innovations that you're talking about, they are today, like in Formula One with the wing in the back. They've got that adjustable. They go into corners and they flatten it out. The aerodynamics so far is coefficients.
Yes.
On the downforce.
But back in the 60s, they helped get this car banned.
Oh.
Because it was so ahead of its time.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that kind of went together in all this. He was driving an aluminum 427 engine, 650 horsepower that would go up to 7,000 RPM. And again, he put that with the clutches semi-automatic, and he had a 3-speed transaxle. So he got all this put together and created this engine. Now, what really got him really ahead of his time. So he's got this engine there for the power plant for the race engine, but then he takes and he goes and he adds in a motor, a Rockwell 247cc 2-stroke motor behind the engine, 45 horsepower. Now, what this did, this is like what you find in snowmobiles. So what this did, he created 2 fans on the bottom of the car. And what these 2 fans would do, with the skirts coming down and being able to adjust them down, this would suck the car down. He could, in the middle of the race, the car could actually lower itself 2 inches closer to the ground. And so he could literally almost go around some of the curves at full throttle. He didn't have to slow down going around. Exactly what it did. And that's the reason you have the big fans on the back of it. Well, it had a lot of problems with all the linkage and stuff to adjust all the skirts and everything. So it wasn't very reliable, but he won enough races by 2 and 3 seconds that they ended up banning the car because all this adjustable stuff that they just didn't feel like it was in the rules. And like you say, nowadays, almost all this stuff has become very
innovative,
common.
yeah.
And he went on to race some more races, but he finally gave it up and got tired of fighting with them because he kept coming up with new things, and they kept telling him he couldn't do it.
And latest was a Hurst shifter.
And he may have done a Hurst shifter. I'm not sure about
There
that.
you go.
Want to remind everybody that the In Wheel Time Car Show streams on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, at InWheelTime.com. Podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. In Wheel Time Car Show continues from the Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex and the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In right after this quick break. Let me tell you about a locally owned and operated group of dealerships called Bayway. Bayway owner Daryl Wisniewski is born and raised right here, and he knows Houstonians better than anyone. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, Bayway Lincoln, and Bayway Chevrolet are managed by Lincoln Stahl. And when you get to know these guys, you'll want to become part of the Bayway family too. Feel good that you're part of Houstonian-owned Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.com, BaywayChevrolet.com, and BaywayLincoln.com. Remember the name, Bayway. Tailpipes and Tacos, Houston's premier monthly cruise-in, returns Saturday, September 18th at the Southwest Freeway Kirby location of Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex. Tailpipes and Tacos is free and you're invited. Collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods will all be on display. If you're a Katy cruiser, make it a road trip, meet new friends, and see some different cruisers at the Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex restaurant inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. This is Houston's hottest cruise-in, Tailpipes and Tacos, inside the Loop at the Lupe Tortilla on the Southwest Freeway in Kirby, where you'll see the In Wheel Time Car Show. Get your ride ready and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in, September 18th, 8 to 11 a.m., weather permitting. The next Katy Tailpipes and Tacos will be announced soon. We hope to see you next weekend at the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In at the Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex on the Southwest Freeway at Kirby. Be there. I just wanted to tell everybody that the next Lupe Tortilla Tailpipes and Tacos is going to be at the Katy location off of 99 and Kingsland Boulevard. Just want to make sure, just a little bit south of I-10, and it's going to be October the 16th. Be there or not. Gulf Coast Auto Shield has moved to a more convenient location. Now you can visit John Gray and his staff of dedicated professionals at their new shop on the South Sam Houston Parkway between Belford and Airport in Southwest Houston. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is the best at paint correction and ceramic coatings. Clear bras and custom wraps are specialties that only Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs with award-winning accuracy, and all their services come with a warranty. Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Porsche, and Ferrari owners depend on Gulf Coast Auto Shield for their specialty services, and you should too. The In Wheel Time Corvette and Cutlass have both been massaged by Gulf Coast Auto Shield, so isn't it time your vehicle visit their new shop in Southwest Houston? Call John Gray today at 832-930-5655 or visit online at gcautoshield.com. That's gcautoshield.com. Paint, coatings, wraps, and more at gcautoshield.com.